So from your seat, you might sit on the edge of a blanket or a cushion to elevate the hips so that you can let your low back come into its natural curve and feel the muscles relax. Then feel your ribs floating right over the hips and your shoulders floating over the ribs, the ears floating over the shoulders. Let your awareness go inside the body. You could close the eyes or soften the gaze and begin to tune in to feel the body. See if you can simply witness whatever you feel without getting pulled into a story about it, without reacting. Can you practice tapas? Discipline to stay present. Then turn your attention to your resting breath. Take a moment to watch the breath moving all by itself in and out. You take 20,000 breaths a day, mostly without noticing. Then begin to bring some intention to the breath and draw it deeper into the body. As you inhale through the nose, let the belly expand, then the ribs expand, and then the chest. As you exhale through the nose, let everything go, emptying out top to bottom. Inhale through the nose, fill up, belly, ribs, chest, expand. Exhale through the nose, empty out, top to bottom. Go at your own pace, Dirga Pranayam, the 3-part breath. See if you can feel yourself expanding in all directions so that you're breathing out, expanding, as opposed to breathing up and into the chest, into the shoulders, so letting the shoulders remain relaxed. Take one more slow breath in. Take an even longer, slower breath out. Then let the breath come back to rest. Let your eyes open if they're closed. As you inhale, sweep the arms up and over, bring the palms together overhead. Lift up and out of the waist. As you exhale, draw the palms down to the heart. As you inhale, send the hands up. Palms stay together. As you exhale, arms come to the sides. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over, bring the palms together. Exhale, draw the palms to the heart. Go at your own pace. Follow your breath. Focus on lengthening the sides of the body as you sweep the arms up and overhead. We'll meet together with the arms at the sides. As you inhale, sweep the right arm up and over. As you exhale, lean over to the left, into the left hand. Stack the shoulders, root the right hip down. Lift the chin a little bit to make room for the throat. Then inhale to rise back up. Sweep the left arm overhead and exhale over to the right, into the hand. Stack the shoulders, root the left hip down. Slightly lift the chin to make room for the throat. Then inhale to center. Exhale, float over to the left. Stretching the side body. Inhale, center. Exhale, float over to the right. Stretch the side body. One more time each way. And come back to center. Extend your legs out in front of you. And then bend your right knee. Bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left leg. Root your sitting bones down. Lift through the top of the head. Feel how even your sitting bones are on your mat. And then keeping them that even, cross your foot to the other side. If the right hip lifts off the floor, press it back down so the spine stays nice and long. If you want to go even deeper, you can bend the bottom knee. But again, keep the hips straight down on your mat so that the spine doesn't have any kind of curve in the low back. So there's a nice straight line. Then bring your left hand to your right knee. As you inhale, sweep the right arm up toward the sky. As you exhale, twist to the right and bring the right arm behind you. Gaze toward the right shoulder. Inhale, right arm sweeps up and over as you turn back to face front and release the arm down in front of you. Inhale, right arm sweeps up. Exhale, twist to the right, arm comes behind, gaze toward the shoulder. Inhale, forward, sweeping the arm up and over. One more time, up and back. This time, come to stillness. Bring the right hand to the floor just for stability. Gaze toward the right shoulder. Root your sitting bones down as you lift through the top of the head. Relax the shoulder blades down the back. And breathe slowly in. As you exhale, relax into the twist. Maybe go a little farther. Breathing in. Relax into the twist. One more breath. Now inhale, sweep the left arm up and over as you turn back to face the front of the mat. Uncross your legs, extend them both out in front of you. Then bend the left knee, bring the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right leg, and set the hips, rooting them evenly down, lifting through the top of the head. And then keeping your hips right where they are, cross the left foot to the outside of the right leg. If you want to go even deeper, bend that bottom knee without lifting the left hip off of the floor. So if you come into this position, maybe come back here. Then bring your right hand to your left knee. Inhale and sweep the left arm up and over. As you exhale, twist to the left. Bring the left arm behind you. Gaze toward the shoulder. Inhale, left arm sweeps up and over as you turn forward. Release the arm in front of you. Two more times. Inhale, left arm sweeps up, twist to the left. Arm comes down behind. Inhale up and over. Last one. This time as you come into the twist, come to stillness. Bring the left hand behind you just for stability on the floor. Then root your sitting bones down, lift through the top of the head, let the shoulder blades relax down the back. And breathe slowly in. As you exhale, relax into the twist. See if you might get a little deeper in. One more full cycle of breath. Matsyendrasana, spinal twist. Then inhale and lift the left arm up and over. Bring it back out in front of you. Uncross the legs. Scooch off of any prop you might be sitting on and put it to the side. Bend your knees, bring the feet to the floor and walk your feet wide. Bring your hands to the floor behind you. Drop your knees to the left. Gaze over the left shoulder, right shoulder. Then bring yourself back to center. Drop your knees to the right. Gaze over the left shoulder. Go back and forth. Shaking out the hips and the low back. Bringing a little stretch to the front of the chest and opening the neck. Come back to stillness, back to center, and make your way over onto your hands and knees. You might like a couple of blocks at the top of your mat on either side. If you're on a hard floor, you might cushion your knees with a blanket. Bring the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. Spread the fingers wide. Press the four corners of the palms into the earth. Then slightly engage your core so that if your belly is just relaxing down and your low back has come into a little curve, flatten that out a little bit so there's more integrity to the low back. Now press your hands and your knees into the earth to breathe in. As you breathe out, drop your hips back to your heels. Extend your arms actively overhead. Reach toward the top of the mat with your fingertips as you bring your forehead to a block or your mat. Feel the sides of your body lengthening. Then inhale to table. Little tuck to your tail by engaging your core to stabilize the spine. Then exhale back to child's pose. Reach toward the top of the mat with the fingertips. Lengthen the sides of your body. Continue a few more times at your own pace. Following your breath. Question, a little support here. Gently the core. Now we'll meet in table. Little tuck to your tail as you engage your core. Spread the fingers wide. Curl your toes under. Breathe in. As you exhale, lift your hips up. Press them back any amount. You might not go all the way into down dog. You might just go until you feel resistance. Then inhale back to table. Knees onto your mat. Exhale, lift the hips up. Press them back any amount. Continue moving at your own pace each time, maybe getting a little deeper, feeling a little more space in the body, coaxing the muscles to lengthen, coaxing the tissues to space out. Next time you press your hips back, come into stillness in downward facing dog. You might need to adjust your stance, maybe walking the hands a little farther forward. Just maybe the width between your hands, maybe bringing them a little wider. Heels drop down. The whole hand is spread across the floor. The shoulder blades relax down and around on the ribs as the hips lift up. You might imagine a string tied to your tailbone, lifting the hips effortlessly toward the sky. Now breathe in one more time. Breathe out to drop the knees to table. Draw your right knee underneath and between the hands. Now grab your blocks if you'd like. That helps us to, instead of rounding forward, open the mid back, let the shoulder blades come down and together, and open the heart in the front. The front knee is right over the ankle. If the knee goes past the toes or past the ankle, move your foot forward. Breathe in as you root the front foot down, draw your belly up and in, slightly tuck the chin to lengthen the back of the neck. On your next in-breath, rise up off the thigh, bring the arms overhead for knee down lunge. Breathe in to expand out to the edges of the body. Feel the feet root down, the fingertips lift up. As you exhale, sink down into the earth. 2 more breaths, just like that. Inhale, expand. Exhale and sink. 1 more breath in. This time, as you exhale, bow forward. Bring your hands to your blocks. Put them to the side so you can bring your hands to the floor. Now you can step from here back straight to downward dog by lifting the back knee and stepping straight back. Or if you'd like a less intense practice, you can go to table first and then press back. It's your choice. Take a breath in downward facing dog. Breathe out to drop the knees to your mat. Draw the right knee underneath and through. Bring the foot in between the hands. Bring the knee right over the ankle and use your blocks so that you can open the heart in the front. Draw the shoulder blades together and down on the back. Lengthen the neck. Then root the front foot down. Draw your belly up and in. As you inhale, float off the thigh. Arms come overhead. Knee down, lunge. Anjaneyasana. Inhale and expand to the edges of the body. Feet root down, fingertips lift up. Exhale and sink. 2 more breaths. Expand to the edges of the body. And relax and sink. On your next exhale, bow forward. Bring the hands to either side of the front foot. Move your blocks out of the way. And then you can either go to table first and then press back to down dog, or you could lift the back knee to come to low lunge and step back from there. You get to choose. This is your practice. Different days might require a different intensity. It's not better or worse. Listening to the body is its own kind of tapas, requires its own discipline. Now bend the knees as you look at the top of the mat and jump or step the feet to meet the hands. Come to forward fold, Uttanasana. Let the knees bend any amount to lengthen and release the low back. Shake the head a little bit, yes and no, to release the neck. Check to make sure your feet are hip width apart. That's 2 fists right next to each other. Then draw your belly up and in to lift halfway. Fingertips rest on the shins or the knees. The shoulder blades come down the back. Lengthen the neck by slightly tucking the chin. As you exhale, bow forward. Uttanasana. Bend your knees, send your hips back, straighten the spine, then use your legs to press to standing. Arms float up and overhead, and then release to your side.